Hey everybody, Koosemose here, back again with Wasteland 2. We are finally to what should be our final episode. I'm going to assume he's going to keep rambling, so I'm just going to talk over him at this point in time. Take a quick look, everybody look pretty good. Anybody need any useful leveling? Oh, you hit level 40, eh? Well, what? Better hit chance? Critical chance is always lovely. What will give you extra AP? Anything? I would like plus base constitution. That's pretty nice. Apparently can't raise our speed any. I think actually raising our strength. Plus base plus base initiative. That sounds pretty nice.
Citadel security protocols defeated. Commencing system propagation and acquisition to broadcast.
Anybody else hit top level? Not really. Don't care about what you have available. I can raise your assault rifle. That seems a good idea. Definitely the time to raise the submachine guns. Yeah, I could have used some of the other stuff, but surely I don't need much more. Pop the field medic, bonus to the amount healed, or increase our surgery.
8% complete.
I think a lot of times I'm healing after the fact, so we'll go with that. And maybe that's enough computer science to actually use it on opponents. That would be lovely. And nothing I particularly care about here. Now, anybody else? Oh, you've got points. Oh. I wonder if I should be going
organic fractal spectrum algorithm
rather than sitting here doing this. Might be a good point. Improve the leadership radius. That sounds pretty good. Anybody else? You.
Acquisition 20% complete.
There we go. I might honestly be.
Acquisition 30%.
That does worry me a little bit. Okay, what do you got here? Plus action points. That's good.
Acquisition.
Okay, let's go.
Complete.
Like I said, I may need to reload from that spot and just skip all the.
Acquisition 50% complete.
Okay. Do this.
60% complete.
Quick success. Excellent.
Acquisition 70% complete.
Hello. Yes. Okay, after braving a charge in here with the usual mission, decided I'd fly your old warlord bird in to give you a way out just in case you survive, and lo and behold, you have. Ready to go now? There don't seem to be any more robots to kill up here. Let's see. Yeah, let's go. We're done here. Thanks for coming to get us. Not yet. We need to set off the nukes in Mendel's lab. Yes, but not the Kochi's AI. You destroy it before it completes. It's in Min's lab. Go set it up and come back as quick as you can. Okay. So where are we going? This way?
80% complete.
Alright, I guess I should just kind of run in
90% complete.
and try to figure out where the lab is. Somewhere.
Acquisition 100% complete.
Did I just
uploading, acquiring all.
Yep, I may need to actually run. Whoops. Okay. Your failure to find detonate the nuclear bomb in time allowed the AI source code to be broadcast and propagate to other computers, robots, and augmented humans all over Arizona. And as soon as you can control them all, and continue to corrupt more with each passing second. The Rangers and citizens outside Ranger Citadel made a valiant attempt to stamp out each infected machine and human, but the code spread too fast, and they were soon outnumbered and destroyed. You and your companions, trapped since then inside the Citadel, may now be the last humans alive for 1,000 miles. The synths haven't bothered to exterminate you yet, but they will. They are mortal. They have all the time in the world. I mean, so technically that finished. Let's try to reload that. And Maybe I should have went ahead and finished the last one. Who knows? Maybe I shouldn't have stood around and let him talk for so bloody long. That may have been a horrible mistake. So, can you? Yeah, it's simple. Alright, let's talk to Mer Captain real quick. Need to set up the nuke. Defeat, yep. Alright. So, again, not exactly sure where I'm supposed to be going. Is it this way?
Citadel security protocols defeated.
Okay.
Commencing system propagation and acquisition to
So at least everything is simple.
Acquisition.
What if we didn't have anybody to
complete.
pick a lock? You know, would we have just failed completely? Ready? Oops. I want you guys to kind of
5% complete. Acquisition
come along as quickly as possible.
8% complete.
Okay, Davy Crockett. Does not appear to be a timing circuit in the atrocity of engineering. Just a detonate button. However, if someone were to stay behind and sacrifice themselves, they could detonate the nuke once everyone else was well and clear of the Ranger Citadel. Well, go. At least we'll take the AI with us. Adios. MFers, with no timer, it looks like one of us have to sacrifice themselves. Any volunteers?
I had a feeling it would come to this. You all better get the hell out of here.
Right, timing order, sir. I won't do it. I'll stay. You know what? Nah, I'll stay.
Well, how about that? That's a real Desert Ranger talking, ladies. You are one of the finest Rangers I've had the honor to command. The next generation shall hear the tales of your achievements. Well, what are the rest of you waiting for? Move out!
Am I supposed to actually have someone stay? Alright. So... I may in fact see about splicing this onto the end of the last episode. We'll see what we can do. Let's see. Cochise AI defeated. You have saved the world, or at least this small piece of it. Setting off Min's coupled together nuke inside Ranger Citadel destroyed the AI and all its minions, and prevented its source code from broadcasting and propagating to other computers, robots, and augmented humans. The AI's robotic future has been prevented. Unfortunately, the explosion has also made Ranger Citadel an uninhabitable radiated hell pit for the next few centuries. Which means the Desert Rangers are once again looking for a new home. Till they find one, they have set up temporary headquarters at the site of Ace's murder, using the radio tower there as their means of communication, and have, ironically, dubbed the place the new Ranger Citadel. Additionally, your noble sacrifice has set an example for peace and cooperation between the various groups and tribes of the Wasteland, and communities have begun working more closely together to rebuild Arizona and keep the flame of civilization burning in your name. Your sacrifice also allowed the rest of your party to escape death, and their hard-won skills and experience are helping guide the Waste to a more peaceful, prosperous future. Thanks to your timely intervention, Ag Center is recovering from the outbreak of mutant plant and insect growth that threatened to destroy it, and is once again distributing much-needed fresh produce to communities across Arizona. There's still much rebuilding to be done, but because of you, no one is going hungry, and the future of farming in Arizona is looking brighter every day. Indeed, Matt is so grateful he has given the Rangers an additional discount on the produce he delivers to the Rangers. Even Kathy feels more kindly to the Rangers these days. The destruction of High Pool has been a calamity for the water-poor Arizona wastes, and has damaged the reputation of the Desert Rangers as well. Without High Pool's regular deliveries of clean water, many communities are going thirsty and watching their crops wither to ash. Now farmers with nothing to eat are turning to banditry, and bloody conflicts are raging over the ownership of the few remaining springs and wells. Even the Desert Rangers are feeling the pinch, with many teams going out on patrol with empty canteens and cracked lips. Many mourn Kate Preston and Sean Bergen, opposites in so many ways but united in their determination to keep High Pool alive, and now united in death. With Commander Danforth dead and the Red Scorpion militia defeated, the Rangers established an outpost in the old prison and expanded their influence in eastern Arizona. But RSM holdouts continued to harass them with IEDs and assassinations. Released and dishonorably discharged from the Rangers for public drunkenness, Rick Bachowski took over his dead brother Red's scrapyard, where he now enjoys operating heavy equipment and drinking too much. Somehow, because you sent a live nuclear warhead to a group of suicidal religious fanatics, the canyon has been turned into a smoking radioactive crater. Everyone who is living or traveling within the canyon when the warhead went off is dead, and all trade between the Arizona wastes and DeMonte has stopped completely. Because you so decisively dealt with the robot threat, DeMonte is safe again and able to rebuild. The people who fled the danger have returned, businesses are reopening, and trade is beginning to pick up, though because of the servants of the Mushroom Cloud nuked the Canyon of Titan, there's no trade with the East. In the shadow of the radio tower, Werewolf Wally keeps spinning the hits on K-Pow and gives shoutouts to the Rangers every day. Though they tried to get back to normal after learning of the death of their daughter Ben, Hector and Carla's grief has driven them apart. Carla's left DeMonte, while Hector now runs the El Saigon by himself. The food is still good, but it's no longer the cheerful place it once was. Maggie's body was given a hero's welcome when Hopi brought it back to DeMonte. She buried her with a 57 Chevy for a coffin and still mourns her to this day. I like that it takes into account who died in that final section. Clyde still hasn't recovered from the deaths of his friends at the Silent Spring Water Company, but determined that their mission to bring water to everyone who can pay for it should not die. He has taken over the business, and now he never runs out of water. Thanks to you, the mayor is back in charge and working hard to reverse the damage done by the jerks. His first order of business was to throw out Gecko and install a new bank manager, and start using scrap as the town's official currency again. Accounts have been reopened and people have money to spend again, causing the economy to thrive. His second order of business was to order the farmers to diversify their crops. Agave remains a small part of every farmer's yield, but all kinds of fruits and vegetables are being grown now. People are eating well, and there's plenty to trade with other communities. Verdia prospers. With all their differences forgiven and forgotten, Dante and Virgil have combined their farms and are busy living happily ever after. With the disease that plagued the town cured, the citizens of Verdia once again thrive, while Dr. Hurchada continues to work to keep them happy and healthy. Angel Oracle. Your slaughter at the Angel Oracle has left the old Colosseum in abandoned ruin, with the fields gone to seed and the animals stolen by raiders. But no raiders or settlers have come to claim the place. The memory of what you did is still too fresh. The bodies still lie where they fell. There are rumors that it is haunted. With the threat of God's militia gone for good, potential tourists to Hollywood no longer have to fear being enslaved or attacked by God's militia on the roads outside of town. Consequently, they are coming in droves. Business is booming up and down the boulevard, and tourists are also flocking to Griffith Park to visit Heidi's big new peep show nightclub, the observatory, where patrons can observe heavenly bodies in motion every night. And with Heidi firmly in control of the HCC, nobody is questioning how she gets things done behind the scenes, which is a good thing, at least for her, since half her money comes from the underground, salt lab, and slave rackets which she takes kickbacks from. It's good to be the queen. With salt addiction soaring, George and Martha at higher ground are losing a lot of business, but they're still making enough from their herbal remedies to keep going. Despite pressure from Heidi to maintain the status quo, since Flo has taken over Schwags, she has kicked out the shifty agents and slavers, and the diner is once again safe, a friendly place to see and be seen. Unable to get her restaurant open again, Ma Brown has given up on Hollywood and found employment cooking for a raider gang known as the K-Town Killers. She still makes the best chili in Los Angeles, but you have to be friends with the killers to get any. Infuriated by the growing plague of salt dealers and slavers preying on his kids, Raji staged a protest in front of Heidi's Hollywood hideaway, demanding an end to her corruption. Sadly, when the HP moved in to break up the demonstration, he resisted and was beaten to death. Less than a day later, his homeless camp on the Hollywood cemetery was cleared away, Vernoy is chased into the streets, where they remain. Like every business in Hollywood, Manny's Chinese casino has benefited from the influx of new tourists, and Manny is making money hand over fist. Unfortunately, because he failed to stop Grumman from blackmailing him, Manny still pays a substantial chunk of his earnings to his second-in-command. I didn't even bother going in there. Maggie escapes from the Bastion of Faith during the fighting and has returned to her home in Pacoima, which doesn't seem so bad after all, somehow. Without any remains found at the site of the helicopter crash, Angela is still listed as missing, but the Rangers gave her a funeral anyways. Her headstone reads, Angela Death. Death has called his daughter home. I wonder if her body actually was somewhere to be found. It kind of sounds like it might have been a possibility. After her death, Rose was buried outside the Ag Center and honored for her inquisitive mind and adventurous spirit by her friends and colleagues, who named a new breed of Rose after her, the Wise Sister. Since helping you kick Space Cochise' AI's ass, Takayuki's been officially made a ranger and is now a proud new recruit with plenty of stories to tell. Though Pistol Pete was hailed as a hero in Arizona for his great sacrifice in pushing the button of the nuclear bomb— whoops, I accidentally had him selected, so he's the one that did it. In pushing the button of the nuclear bomb while everyone else escaped, his wife never learned of his death and still waits for him to come home. Convinced that he was now the badass he's always claimed to be, he was because he helped you defeat Space Cochise AI, Ertan headed out into the waste alone to make a name for himself. He was killed by a Gila monitor the second night out. Should have had him sacrifice himself. Alright guys, as for what I think of the game, it was fun, but in a lot of places it dragged, and I don't know, some sections were a little too large. Like, honestly, I was quite satisfied with the size of that, of the final two missions, I suppose. There was enough to feel, challenging. And even though I did have to go back and sell in between episodes and whatnot, it didn't feel like it drug on too horribly long. Maybe it could have been just a tiny bit longer. That's not a complaint, but it would have been fine if it were longer. I kind of mucked it up a little bit in that last episode. I should have just, while he was talking, went on instead of just listening to it. I tend to like to let the recorded stuff continue to play. When did Do You Really Want to Hurt Me play? I did not catch that at all. I do rather like, as a side note, the models and whatnot being shown off to the side. But, in general, I enjoyed the game. Like I said, a few spots kind of drug on a little too long, had a little bit too much just wander around until something works out. Like there was no clear options. I did like for example, in the Nuclear Canyon, whatever that was, where, the monks ended up blowing things up. I liked that it was not a clear black and white choice. Obviously, though I think it did turn out to actually be the robots that did it, they weren't a reliable people to give the nuke to. I don't think the other side was that great of an option either. And I kind of like that. I like that lack of clarity in a way. As much as I like playing games where you're the big hero, I think it's much more interesting being the big hero when you have to make a choice. Now there's some things I had complaints on, like the whole dog thing. It didn't make it clear. I think I actually had to read a walkthrough to figure out I needed the higher animal handling to do it. If I just went there and did all that and be like, oh, no, you need higher animal handling, whatever. If it told me that right up front, would have been fine. But that's also, it's a very obvious whole, kind of plot hole, I suppose. I killed everything. Why can't I get dude just literally walk right over? If there's another place, okay, I can understand he doesn't want to travel across country, but he's literally right freaking there. And I still don't know who that random person following me was. Anyways, fun game. Could use a little bit more polish, I suppose. But generally fun. I've voiced my complaints throughout. A lot of stuff just kind of taking too long. Anyways, I think we're just about through the credits. we'll be back another time with, probably have some more role-playing games. I may well already have something, actually may already be on the channel by the time this goes up. But I do hope you've enjoyed. Let me know what you think of the series overall. Do you want to see more like this, or more like the older RPGs I've played in the past, Whisper of the Rose, for example. That sort of kind of old Final Fantasy 1 through 6 kind of RPG. Or, this little more tactical sort of thing. Kind of 90s-esque RPG, I suppose. But that is it for now. Go ahead and let the credits roll. As I said, let me know what you think of the series as a whole. If you've enjoyed it, leave a like on this video or, any others. But, until next time, catch you later.